Okay, and we're live. Okay. What's up, YouTube? I know it's been a while, but I'm back, and I think we're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. Okay, first of all, I want everybody to take a few seconds, give me a thumbs up, show me you love me, like this video, and we're going to talk about Pop the Balloon tonight. Let me know in the comments section if you watch Pop the Balloon. And y'all, this is my first time live streaming on Ecamm, so hopefully you can hear me. Let me know in the live chat if my sound is good. And y'all, yeah, just please be gracious with me because this is my first time going live on this platform. And I'm like, what in the world am I doing? Okay, so let's see. How did the comment section work? Y'all, show me some grace. Let me see if I can pull up the comments. Let me see who's here. Okay. All right, Nate's here, Tyler's here, T. Davis is here. He says, let's get it. Can y'all, oh, that's how you pull it up on the screen. Okay, we learning together. Okay. And y'all let me know if y'all like how Ecamm is doing because I'm loving it so far. I promise this is not a sponsorship for Ecamm. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about Pop the Balloon. Give me a thumbs up. And this show is so hilarious to me. I have not been so tempted to binge watch a show in so long. Like, I don't know. I just think it's a very creative idea. I don't know how long people have been doing this, but the one with Arlette is like genius. Okay. So the premise of the show, 13 people watching. Okay. The premise of Pop the Balloon, before we even get into it. So it's a dating show, right? And I'm not sure if it's supposed to be just like Black millennials, but that seems to be the age range and the ethnicity that's typically on the show for whatever reason. And you'll either have like a lineup of all men or a lineup of all women. And then one by one, you have the opposite sex come out. And basically, if someone pops the balloon, so all the panel has the balloon in hand. And then when somebody comes out, if you don't like them, you pop. And it's just the most terrible sound you will ever hear. I mean, basically, you're telling these people, I'm not interested for whatever reason. But whoever's balloons, oh, T. Davis' comment is still hanging out. How do I get rid of that? Right there. So whoever's balloon is unpopped, then they kind of do like these, I guess, interviews or whatever to find out like, is it a match? Is it a match? Okay, so I've been watching it for a while and I just think it's a fun show. So anyway, who else is in the live chat? Victoria says, let me see. The way my husband is obsessed with the show. And you know who I blame for this? Aisha. If you're out here, and y'all know Aisha because Aisha has been on the channel a few times. Me, her, and Wayne, sometimes we'll do like panel discussions. We'll do that again in the future here. But Aisha sent me this show one Saturday, and all I know is I spent about the whole afternoon on the couch just watching it. I literally could not click away, and I don't know what it is, but it's fun to watch. Okay, so Victoria, I definitely get it. Tyler's saying, what's up to Nate? Jeff, thank you for welcoming me back. It's so good to be back. Like I said, this is like a new learning curve for me because I'm like Ecamm. Anyway, sorry. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Oh, Shakia says she's never heard of it. Well, girl, you in for a treat, honey. OC says the earrings are, oh, y'all like these. Okay, so my sister from church, Dio, shout out to Dio, gave me these as a gift. So yes, I love you. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let me go ahead and pull up Pop the Balloon because there was this one particular episode that really tickled me. All right, so we're going to go here. Okay, all right. So this is the lineup, right? We're setting the stage. This is the lineup. You see all these unpopped balloons of these eligible bachelors. And so they're going to bring out, I'm just going to show a short little clip. It's two women in particular that I wanted to talk about because this interaction was hilarious to me. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and play it. Let me make sure it's not muted because sometimes it don't work. Okay. I think it's working. Okay. Y'all let me know in the chat if you can hear this.
Got our next single lady. Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
Jamie. My name is Jamie.
Jamie, how old are you?
I'm 27.
And what do you do?
I am a business analyst.
Okay, nice. What are some things you like to do for fun?
I like to cook. Okay. I like to write. I like to read. I like to work out. I like to hang out with my family, my friends.
All right.
I just like to have fun.
And what are some things you look for in a man?
Okay, so has to have a relationship with Jesus, first and foremost. Okay. Okay, he has to be
Okay, y'all let me know. Can y'all hear the audio? Can you hear the audio? Did you hear any balloons pop yet? Okay. I don't see any comments. Let me go ahead and give me some thumbs up. Some of y'all thumbs up. I don't see enough thumbs up yet. Willie Doc, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to watch some Pop the Balloon tonight just to kind of ease me back on into YouTube live streaming. But can y'all hear the audio? I don't want to be playing it and then nobody can hear it. It's really a social experiment. Yeah. But I'll just assume y'all can hear because I don't see anybody saying you can't hear. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay.
Has a vision for his life, like business or something along the sorts of like, career figured out.
Yeah.
Family oriented. I really look for character. So like you're kind, you're patient, you're loving, those types of things. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what are some deal breakers?
Deal breakers. No relationship with Jesus, first and foremost. Smoking. I don't do smoking. Emotional unavailability. That's a deal breaker. Poor communication. That's a deal breaker. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So we did get a few.
Is it wrong to love Jesus and to ask for somebody to have good communication skills and to not smoke? Like, apparently the bar has been set too high these days, but let's continue.
A few pop balloons. Let's go on over there, see why they ended up popping.
Let's do it.
Okay, if we can start with your name and age.
Ramon, and I'm 36.
Okay, and Ramon, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I'm a weed smoker.
Okay.
Just that, yeah. So is she someone that is your type?
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, is Ramon your type?
I would say no. It's just the physical attraction piece. Yeah.
Is there something specific?
Can't think of anything specific. It's just like at first glance, it's not like the physical attraction isn't there for me.
Okay, all right, cool.
But I'm sure you're a great guy though.
Hey, likewise.
Let's go to our next guy.
Y'all already frustrated like I am. Let's look at these comments. Somebody said, on a dating show, yes, apparently the bar. It is too much to ask that somebody love Jesus and not be a chain smoker, right? Willie Doc says, bro, you can't give up smoking. Honestly, I'm glad that they were honest. Like, hey, ma'am, I am not giving up smoking, because some people could have just lied just to get the match. But anyway, okay, we'll keep going.
Your name and age.
JD, 35.
And JD, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I mean, she mentioned the smoking. I'll be smoking Mary J, every once in a while. So, feel me?
Okay.
Feel that was probably a deal breaker for her. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So apart from that, is she someone that is your type though?
Yeah. I mean, she cool.
Okay.
I rock with her. She was out.
All right. Now, is he someone that's your type?
I would say no.
Why not?
Just the physical attraction. Again, the same thing. Like initially, I just don't feel it, but I'm sure you're a great guy.
Respect. It's all love. It's all love.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
All right, let's go to our next guy here. Your name and age.
Braylon, I'm 37.
Okay. And Braylon, why did you pop your balloon?
Initially I thought that she was beautiful, but it was too much weave. The toes hanging off the shoes for me. So
This is the thing with Pop the Balloon. The shade be on like crazy 10, even though it was a little bit nicer on this. But if you watch some of the other episodes, they can get outrageous with these disses or whatever, right? But anyway.
yeah, I just kind of, the toe was like she gripping the side of the shoe. So it's not even trying to be funny. It's just, that's what I saw.
My toes.
So,
All right.
yeah. And then like
Victoria said, the zoom in, right? Whoever is on these cameras is so petty, yo. The zoom in is crazy.
Oh my
I
God.
smoke, I blow a little trees and everything like that every now and then, so I don't need her judging me. And then she talking about like Jesus thing, like is you bad because you not a Christian, or it's too much stress, man. I ain't, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And see, this is why we're talking about this tonight. Because apparently it's a bad thing to be a Christian. It's a bad thing to desire somebody who does not, smoke or something like that. And I think somebody said in the comments, like, these are men in their 30s. Do y'all know what smoking does to people long term, other than just the health risks? But like, it ages you so bad. And the fact that they would rather continue smoking than, try to make themselves more appealing to this beautiful young woman. Not that beauty is the only reason that you should be, interested in someone. But you get what I'm saying? It's like, smoke weed, find my wife. Smoke weed, find my wife. I'm going to smoke weed. Like, that's so terrible. Okay.
Wow.
But I'm sure you're a wonderful young lady, though.
You're going to top it off with that.
Especially with this Jesus.
No, is he someone that's your type?
I think you're attractive. I like your outfit. I like things being put together. I think you're attractive. I don't judge people who smoke, by the way. And you're not just, if you don't have a relationship with God, that doesn't mean that you're a bad person. That's just what I look for. It wouldn't work out because he's like, I take it very seriously in my life. And so if that's not something that you do, it wouldn't,
Interesting point from Francita. She says, well, she dismissed the guy over his height, so she is just as worldly. I want to say that's worldly. I think that's a preference. Now, I do think it's kind of this is my opinion, take it or leave it. I do think it's kind of a silly preference to say I would not even give someone a chance because they are a few inches shorter than you would desire. But I don't think that in itself is like a sinful thing. But for somebody to say, and I know people have different ideas about smoking, whether it's obviously weed is illegal depending on where you are in the world or whatever. So that should be an automatic no for all Christians. But even if it wasn't, it's like, are you sure you want to be in a relationship with somebody who's addicted to any kind of substance? Probably not a great idea, right? But cigarettes, cigars, different Christians have different opinions on that. I'll let y'all have your own opinions on that. But weed should at least be an absolute no if you ask me. So I think it's fair to say, no, I'm not going to date somebody who smokes weed. But if you want to miss out on your husband because he's not 6 feet tall, I guess that's between you and God. But I don't think that's sinful. But that's just me.
couldn't do things in harmony. But
Very understandable. I appreciate
yeah,
that.
but you really came for my toes, though. It's okay, though. It's all love. It's all love.
Yo, these comments are hilarious. Kendra said, so his real reason was he smokes and he doesn't want judgment, not her weaving toes. I know it's crazy.
It's all love.
All right, thank you. Let's go to our next guy here. Your name and age.
My name is Kashim. I'm 38 years old.
Okay. And Kashim, why did you end up popping your balloon?
The Jesus thing. That's all it was.
Okay.
I believe in God. I have a relationship with God, but I'm not there yet with Jesus. Like, I'm still trying to figure that out.
That's okay.
So, in my experience, when I've talked to women that were very heavy into their religion, that was always a point of friction. And not even to a level where they were willing to meet me halfway and actually teach me something. It was just like, oh, you don't believe in Jesus? I'm like, all right, then. So that was that. So, yeah, that's my answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So my heart kind of goes out to this guy because it doesn't sound like he's hostile to Christianity. He just doesn't understand why it's a deal breaker. And it very much should be a deal breaker. If you're a Christian, I mean, I know people like to use, the passage about being unequally yoked. Technically, I don't think it's talking about marriage in context, but I think the idea still applies. Like, if you're a Christian, you should not be dating or marrying a non-Christian. That's gonna open the door for a whole lot of problems. But I do applaud the fact that sounds like he's open to Christianity, but everybody was just like, no, get out of my face. And he was like, all right, well, I guess I shouldn't be talking to no Christians then. That's so sad. Okay.
Understand?
Is he someone that is your type?
No, I would say no. Height.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I just prefer somebody a little bit taller. Yeah. But you're very nice, though. You're very kind.
All right.
I like your energy.
All right.
Thank you. Let's go over here.
Oh, in theory says he has a relationship with God, but not Jesus. How is that? That's an excellent question. We're going to talk about this here in a few minutes because I wanted to read y'all something that I think is very much related to this episode. But yeah, that's a great question.
First and foremost, what religion are you?
I'm Christian.
Which form of Christian?
I'm non-denominational.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my mom a Jehovah's Witness, and my other half is born. They part Muslim. And,
Okay.
when she said that, I can't get jiggy with the
Okay.
whole, yeah.
Got it.
Other than that,
I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect
It's all
it.
good.
Okay. Is he someone that's your type?
I would say no.
Okay. What makes him not your type?
You know, I like it's just the attraction piece. Like I think it's just like there's a certain type of look that I typically go for.
Okay.
Like tall, dark, and like just certain like facial features, I guess I could say, but you don't fit
I mean,
those.
he's tall.
Yes, you
Yeah.
got that one. Yeah.
The fuck, like you need Idris Elba or something? Like, no, I'm just playing. You good? I ain't tripping.
Okay.
I'm good.
Thank you.
Here's my thing. He asked her, "What kind of Christian are you?" And she said, "Non-denominational." And that is hilarious to me because from my understanding, you don't have non-denominational Christians. You might have Christians who go to non-denominational churches, but I don't know. Maybe the question threw her off. But then he responds by saying, "That's a deal breaker for me because we Jehovah's Witness Christians over here." Well, okay, he didn't say Jehovah's Witness Christians, but it kind of seems like he thinks that Jehovah's Witnesses are Christians and maybe even doing Christianity better than actual Christians. So I think my man is a little bit confused on, just religion and period. Just religion, period. I don't think he gets it. I don't think he understands the fundamentals of the Christian faith. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, okay. So we'll keep going. Okay.
And then we did get one up in the front. Name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
I'm Antoine. I'm 35. And I popped my balloon just because I'm Muslim. You look
Okay.
amazing, though.
Thank
And, man,
you.
Don't let nobody stop you from
Thank you.
know, doing what you do. You look great. As soon as I
Thank
saw
you.
you, I
I
was
appreciate
immediately
it.
attracted to you. But it was just that. That's all.
Muslim. Okay. I respect it.
For sure.
I respect it.
Now, is he someone that's your type?
I would say yeah. Yeah. You're tall, you're handsome.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. You have like an allure to you. I like it.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, so we do have one balloon left unpopped.
Okay.
Let's walk on over there.
Do
All right, let's start with your name and age.
Brian K. Johnson, 37.
Okay, and Brian, you do still have your balloon unpopped. Why so?
Very stunning. I don't like using beautiful. Everybody uses beautiful. Stunning. I like
Thank
that.
you.
This clip is going to trip some of y'all out because it tripped me out, but I did want to highlight some more of these questions. Willie Doc says, "It is an awkward question." Right? What kind of Christian are you? It's like born again, saved, redeemed. That's what kind of Christian I am. Non-denominational. I'm a Baptist Christian. Like, I guess it's not technically wrong. It's just a weird way to respond, in my opinion. Black Bono Lala, what's up? Welcome to the live. So glad you could join us. Okay, now y'all listen to what Brian got to say.
Thank you.
Got the
I
toes
appreciate
looking
it.
right. You know. I know they are. He
hanging
said
out.
something, but I like the white toes.
hanging
I
out.
like the white toes. And I love the Christian side. I'm from the South, so we love going to church on Sunday. Chick-fil-A closed on Sunday. I respect that.
Okay.
For sure. Non-denominational too.
Yeah.
For sure. So I like
Nice.
that. You got a good little vibe. What's the zodiac sign?
Red flag. Flag on the play. I'm a non-denominational Christian. Also, what's your horoscope? What? It gets better.
I think I'm a Sag.
Sag.
Yeah.
December. Yeah. Right.
November 29th.
Yeah. Fire sign. I'm a Leo, so Leo
Okay.
season for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure, I like that. You got like a
Nice.
good like maybe a flight attendant. No disrespect, but like you got like a cool teacher, flight attendant vibe.
What does that mean?
Just kind of like helpful. I'm
Helpful?
rocking with that. I don't know if I'm misreading it, but
Oh, okay. Helpful.
I like that
I'll take
helpful
that.
vibe.
I
A woman
appreciate
should be
it.
a helpmate, you know.
Yeah,
to a man,
I agree.
So I respect that.
I agree.
And you in the South or you in Phoenix? Or
I live in Maryland. Yes.
what you think about Atlanta?
Atlanta? I have family in Atlanta.
So you
Yeah.
come visit sometime, okay? Okay.
Yeah, I
like
go there
that.
pretty
I
frequently.
don't want to ask
Yeah.
too many questions before dinner.
Any questions for him? Anything?
Okay, so tell me about your relationship with God.
Just really
What does
like,
it look like?
my everyday trying to walk and get it right, like have him like guide me, in every step, every move I make. So
Okay.
Sunday, I usually watch 3 or 4 sermons on TV if I don't actually go to church. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
3 or 4 Sundays? Bro, you could have just went to church after you watch all those sermons.
I do go to church. I go to my church. My bad, on the south side, so I go to church at Pastor Dollar's church. I don't know if you like mega churches or are you a fan of that or you
Ladies, and gentle folks too. If somebody in Atlanta tells you, I go to Creflo Dollar's church, flag on the plate. Flag on the plate. Because what in the word of faith, little God's doctrine are we talking about here? Okay? Okay.
You don't
I mean,
like
I'm
that.
indifferent. I'm just trying to get the word.
For sure. Yeah, it got to be somebody that's cooking the right, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, meal. So,
Yeah,
yeah, Pastor
yeah.
Dollar for sure is my pastor.
Okay.
Some people in Atlanta, it's like you like them and you don't. So,
Okay. I'm not familiar with him, but yeah.
All right.
Yo, how young does she have to be to not know who Creflo Dollar is? I know they say their ages at the very beginning, but I'm like, yo, you don't know how you don't know who Creflo Dollar is? Everybody, that's like saying I don't know who T.D. Jakes is. I don't know who Joel Osteen is. Oh, what's up, Alton? What's up, bro? Good to see you, bro. Willie says, "Run, Forrest, run." Yeah, there's a lot of red flags here, right? Because he doesn't even understand that Creflo Dollar is not a sound Bible teacher. Now I know Creflo, sometimes he says things that are like, okay, yeah, that's true. But overall, it's like, nah, no Christian with a good hold on the fundamentals would ever say, yeah, Pastor Creflo Dollar, great church. You know what I'm saying? For so many different reasons. But Brian apparently has no issue with it, and she don't really know who he is anyway. So, okay, what's the deal says? We can go to church service because he was laying in the bed with his... Ooh, okay, I ain't gonna say that. Okay, we're not going there tonight. We edifying tonight. But, dude is a false teacher in a nutshell. And I'm sure somebody's gonna play this back and be like, what's wrong with Creflo? That's another whole conversation in itself, but anybody that uses the Bible to try to prove that people are little gods, they probably not a pastor you should be listening to. Yeah, she didn't know who Creflo Dollar was. That's crazy, right? Okay, he's a lukewarm Christian. I don't know. This is what I'm gathering from these people. Like, Brian probably isn't a Christian at all. Now, that's not to say that he's probably not a nice guy. You know, he was kind of one of the likable ones on this episode. He was super nice to all the women, but I don't think he really understands Christianity for real. But okay, we'll let them talk a little bit more.
I'm feeling a vibe here. I'm feeling a vibe.
Okay, am I your type? Because I see different types that you don't like and do like.
Aw.
I don't want to waste your time if I'm not your type.
You know, for me, it's the height thing.
Height. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I believed it was the height thing for her. I don't know if I believe that. Sometimes I think that's just the easier thanks but no thanks, then you're just not my cup of tea. That's just, I'm speculating here at this point. Shanna says, it seems like this guy's Christianity is a means to an end. I think you're absolutely right about that, because that's just kind of how American Christianity goes these days.
It's important for me because I
I
like
can
to
do
wear
like
heels.
this. I can wear my what's it called though?
My heels.
No heels. I'm from Atlanta, but we not them. But yeah, but no heels. But yeah, you know Robert Downey Jr. I've been on set. He wears the shoes that make his feet look.
Yeah, he
make him
does
look
actually.
taller.
Yeah, they
Okay.
have those for men these
So
days.
it's,
But
yeah,
I'm
are you
gonna say no
popping?
because of the height. Yeah.
You gotta
I'm
go
gonna let you pop
She
it.
doesn't have one.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't have one. Yeah.
I don't know how to. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna be a gentleman and let you pop. There we go.
Y'all notice how Arlette was like, can y'all land the plane? Is you popping or not? Because I got things to do with people to see today. Okay. Victoria says, honestly, Tytus, unsure where she is with her walk with Christ either. I would be apt to agree with you. You know, when he asked her about the zodiac sign, I'll give her this. She did say, I guess I would be a Sagittarius, which means or whatever she said she thought her sign was. So she's probably not like really into that stuff, but just because you're not into horoscopes does not mean that you're not a little bit confused about faith. But yeah, her saying I'm a non-denominational Christian kind of told me like, how much about this Jesus stuff do you really know? You know what I'm saying?
Outside of the height, man, I rock with you though.
Thank
Keep
you.
the good energy and the smile.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like Indian Remy too.
Oh, thank you. Not too much weave.
All right. Well, that is all the balloons popped, but we do thank you so much for coming
you,
on.
guys.
Let's go ahead and give it up for her, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
She got no love out of all these bachelors. Not one that I don't know. I guess 8. I don't know how many people on here, 8 or 9, but that just seemed like such a way. She was so beautiful. Seemed like a nice girl. Okay. What Rashawn says, zodiac and scriptures don't mix. It shouldn't. It should not mix. But a lot of people think that they're like, far too many professing Christians be talking about their horoscopes, and I don't understand that. I mean, you read just a few pages out of the Old Testament, and you should come to the same conclusion. Like, what am I looking to the stars for? Okay, now there's another lady that came after her. Now, I also thought this was an interesting interaction.
Okay, let's go ahead and bring out our next single lady. Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Mercy.
Mercy.
I'm 30 years old.
Okay.
I'm from Kisumu, Kenya, and I am a registered pharmacist.
Okay.
And yeah,
All right. What are some things you like to do for fun?
I like cooking a little bit here and there.
Okay.
I like modeling. I like fashion.
Okay.
And what else? I love watching movies.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
Man, it's so many. There's so many movies. I don't even know which one off the top of my head right now.
No problem.
Yeah.
Now, what are some things you look for in a man?
For me, I would say I want someone who's a man of God. You know, someone who has a heart for Jesus. I want someone who is.
It was like the 4th of July. I want somebody who loves Jesus. Pop, 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 pop. That's crazy.
You know, who knows what they want. I want someone who's emotionally available. Character is really big for me. So someone who's humble, someone who's kind, someone who has like a giving heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are some deal breakers?
Ooh, kids.
Okay.
Someone who has kids. Someone who smokes. I don't do smoking. And I think those are like my top two.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we did get a few pop balloons. Let's
Okay.
go on over there, see why they ended up popping.
Okay.
All right. Let's start with your name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
I'm Antoine. I'm 35, and I pop my. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Listen, I pop my balloon because I'm Muslim.
Okay.
That's really it for real.
Okay. No problem.
Now, is he someone that's your type?
Yeah, he is. He's handsome. He's really tall, and I like your outfit.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Speaking of the outfit, now I'm not trying to throw shade because I'm no fashionista myself either. But y'all, like, is this like the style now, or are we all just too old to real? Like, I don't know. This was just a very interesting outfit for me, like, because he's so tall and the shirt is so short and the pants are so tight. I don't know. This is very interesting fit, but a lot of the girls on the show liked it. I know I'm probably tripping, but y'all let me know. Am I just too old to understand what nice outfits look like nowadays? Somebody sent me a super chat. Who was it? Oh, Willie, what's up? Thank you, bro. Let me see. How I put this on? There you go. Super chat. Miss Ty, great show. Do you know the history of the show? This seems like this would be straight comedy. Thanks for tackling the show. I don't know when and why this started. I'll say about maybe 4 or 5 months ago on Instagram. Everybody just kept sharing these videos of this really mean African doctor, like, just ripping these women to shreds, you know what I'm saying? And then you saw more clips, and I was like, what is this show? But I didn't realize, like, it was a whole series on YouTube. Y'all, this Pop the Balloon version, there's plenty of different versions of them, but this one right here, millions of views on every episode. And like, yeah, and they do kind of, you know, some of the people who didn't get a match on their first time were able to come back. So yeah, I don't know who started this, whose idea it was. They got a churchy version, which was so cringe. I wouldn't suggest anybody watch it. I made it through about 5 minutes. I was like, it's a no for me. They seem about as unsaved as some of the folks on this panel right here. And that was a churchy one. So yeah, I don't know who started it, but this is the best one by far, in my opinion. Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's go to our next guy here.
Okay.
Your name and age.
Ramon, and I'm 36.
And Ramon, why did you end up popping your balloon?
2 reasons. I got 2 daughters,
Okay.
and I'm a weed smoker.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah, I like your swag, though,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
for sure.
Now, is he someone that's your type?
Not usually, but I really like the outfit. You look really nice. Like, your swag is on point. I really like it.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So what makes him not your usual type?
I usually go for someone taller, a bit taller. You know, I feel like I'm a tall girl. I'm not too tall, but like, you know, just a little bit. So I like, you know, someone who's up here for me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really it.
I really don't understand. How tall does a man have to be? Because, like, I know everyone has preferences, and I think it's okay to have preferences, but I really don't. Hopefully my phone didn't. Sorry, somebody's trying to call me. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Can you hear me? Okay. I don't understand saying I'm not going to give you a chance because you're at least as tall as me, but not tall enough. What if it's a really good, solid, strong person? I don't know. It just seems like such a secular mindset to have. Oh, Willie Doc with another super chat. Okay, this time you said you got to do a churchy woman's tie. Okay. We may review one of the churchy ones since Willie Doc requested it. I guess that is kind of a good idea. Okay, all right. But I think as Christians, is that like a good enough reason to say no, never? Like, what if they, everything else, the exterior is like, okay, nice looking, smart. Maybe don't do any kind of recreational substances, no baggage, got a good job. Like, oh, you're 6'3" instead of 6'5". It's a no. That is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. But maybe it's just me.
Like how tall?
Like,
Cause I'm 6'3", so I mean,
really?
I'm above average. Yeah, way above average.
I mean, I don't really want to say like 6'5". Usually, I would like 6'5", but that's.
Okay.
But that's just my preference. But 6 foot and above is good. But
Yeah.
it's just you kind of look a little bit, not as tall, I would say.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
For sure.
Okay.
Let's go to our next.
Ooh, Shanna with the statistics. She says, I think the average U.S. man is 5'9", and the average woman is 5'3" or 5'4". It's just like, to me, maybe it's because I'm tall. I'm tall. I'm a little bit on the tall side. So I always just felt like, as long as they at least my height, like I ain't really tripping too much. But that's just me.
Next guy.
Okay.
Your name and age.
JD, 35.
And JD, why did you pop your balloon?
I mean, honestly, the shit go crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit fly.
Thank you.
Ooh, I forgot it was cussing in here. I'm so sorry, guys. Hopefully all the kids is in bed. I'm sorry. I can't speak. I can't say what they're gonna say in the future, but they let that one slide.
She just like too skinny. Like I like them a little thick. I be getting cold at night, so I need something like to hold on to. You feel me? Keep me warm.
Okay.
That's all.
Got it.
Yeah.
Y'all feel like he a little bit too picky? Is it just me? Because I feel like he a little bit too picky. Okay. All right.
That is JD, someone that's your type.
JD, no, not really. He's not someone that's my type. But you seem like you cool people though.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
What makes him not really your type?
He's just not my type. I mean, the height thing is number one. I mean, the fit is cool. The tattoos are really cool too, but I don't know. He's just, I can't really put my finger on it, but it's like when you know, you kind of know. You feel me? But
Respect.
no problem. Thank you.
Let's go over here. Your name and age.
Bro, I'm like 5'7", fam. I'm above average, okay? Okay.
Braylon, I'm 37.
Okay. And why did you end up popping your balloon?
Cute, I like to smile.
Thank you.
It's the hair, man. It's too much weave. It's a lot going on. She said she was from Kenya, and I get a lot of scam calls, and I just don't want to be dealing with that. And it's the accent. I feel like I want to be saying hi, what you say.
Okay.
But other than that, like they say, I do like your fit and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's different. It's cool.
Thank you.
Beautiful
All right.
smile, by the way.
Thank you.
Shakia said, why does it look like it was filmed back in the 90s? Man, production costs, man. It costs a lot of money to get these cameras and these crews and stuff up in there. But, I mean, I'm not mad at it. You work with what you got. The way the momentum of the show is going, they're going to up their game probably in the future because they're getting a lot of views on it. But, okay.
And now, is he someone that's your type?
Not really. But it's okay though.
Too short.
No.
How tall are you?
Okay, you guys. No. Okay, let me.
Oh, Tyler. Tyler says some of them get rid of themselves to protect their self-esteem. Oh, I wonder. That kind of makes sense. Like, I don't want you to embarrass me in front of the entire internet, so I'm just going to pop on myself. Yeah, this show is not for the faint of heart. My heart goes out to anybody who goes on this panel because talk about your little feelings getting hurt. Humbled quickly.
I mean, you're out here saying 6'5".
I know. Okay, I'm saying 6'5" only because, I have a lot of, tall guy friends. So usually for me, I'm used to, really tall guys.
So you comparing us to your guy friends?
Okay.
That's crazy work.
Okay, that's the what I'm.
I know he ain't saying somebody's crazy work. He came for sis with her toes. Her toes didn't even look bad. And he was trying to clown her. He talking about hair weaves and all this kind of stuff. Please. Victoria said that was it was a little racist. Talking about them scam because what? Okay.
Saying that's not what I'm saying. pipe down, you know? I'm saying I'm usually used to a lot of taller guys, and you're just not tall for me, and that's okay. Like, no problem.
Appreciate that.
No problem. Cool.
Let's go down there.
It was Kurt. Disrespectful jabs on her culture. I totally agree, because if somebody said something like that about, us as black Americans, like, that wouldn't fly. So yeah, that he shouldn't have said that, for real.
Okay, let's start with your name and age.
Fix my face.
Oh, go ahead.
My name's Kashim.
Hi.
I'm 38 years old.
And Kashim, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I got mad reasons, but I'm gonna hit you with 3.
No
One,
problem.
the God thing, right? I hear that a lot. Let's just say I don't have a lot of good experience with women who say that they're looking for a man of God.
Okay, no problem.
What y'all think he mean by that? Other than what we talked about earlier in the show, I don't have too many good experiences with women who are Christians. Why do you think he might specifically have an issue with women who are true Christians? Any guesses, anybody? Don't worry, I'll wait.
2, I got a son. You said you want a man with no kids.
Okay.
3, not really my type, but you cute though. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean, well put together, whatever. But
Thank you.
I like him curvy. I like him with a little, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Word. So
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
So is Kashim someone that's your type?
No, he's not my type. And it's not just because he's not tall. I know that's like a thing going on, like, we're not tall, but sometimes it's like when you know,
Okay.
So when you look, it's like he seems like he's cool, but he's just not my type. And not just because of the height thing, though. But
Yeah,
thank
okay.
you.
Like, even he doesn't believe you.
I don't believe that.
so serious.
Because real quick, like if you take the heels off, we're the same height, right?
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I get it, your preference and all. I'm not even arguing with you. I'm just saying, like at the end of the day, we're the same height.
Okay.
And then you just say these gentlemen over here that's taller than me ain't tall enough for you. So
The short kings, they got all types of apologetics ready for why my height shouldn't be a deal breaker. I agree with them on that one point, but if y'all gonna talk about height being a problem, y'all got to put down the weed, fam.
I'm good though. I'm good.
Thank you. Let's go over. Let's start with your name and age.
My name is Anthony. I'm 37.
Okay, Anthony, why did you pop your balloon?
6 Hail Marys. God forgive me. I'm non-religious.
Okay. That's okay.
Here, and I don't know.
You good?
I didn't
Y'all, I look at this outfit and I'm like, I can't believe that someone would go on a television show like with a wrinkled shirt and just looking like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Looks aren't everything, but like, you know what I'm saying? And here's what they tell you before you come on the show. Dress like you would be going on a date. Yo, like if you're going to go on a date with a respectable woman, and I guess women with a respectable man, like, shouldn't you kind of like rise to the occasion? Aren't first impressions kind of a big deal? Not anymore? Okay.
had nothing else after that. Like once you say that, I just kind of tune out.
It's
Got
okay.
You are good though.
It's okay.
Now, is Anthony someone that's your type?
No, he's not.
Okay.
I don't know. The fit is, I mean, it's okay, but it's not really what I would prefer for a guy to wear. Like if
It's not okay. It's not okay.
it's a first date type of stuff, I prefer a little bit more dressed up.
Definitely.
But that's it.
All right.
Thank you. All right. We do have an unpopped balloon right here.
Okay.
Let's start off with your name and age.
Brian K. Johnson, 37, out of Atlanta.
Okay. So, Brian, we see you still have your balloon unpopped. Why so?
Not tall, but most definitely I like what I'm seeing. You know, my dad's from Africa, so I respect the whole motherland movement and all that. I respect that.
What part of Africa?
He's from, not the scam artist, but he's Nigerian. He's Nigerian, but we're not from that village, yeah. But yeah, I respect the accent. I respect all that. I respect the southern, I'm from the South, but we do respect the Atlanta to Africa movement that's going on. We love that.
Uh-oh, I got another super chat from Pastor Booker. Okay. Where is it? There you go. Mary can't help you. Mary can't help you, dog. Somebody said they was doing Hail Marys. Okay, Brian. Brian is going in for the kill.
So I'm rocking with the chocolate skin too.
Okay.
Skin tone.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
So, as we heard, the whole 6'5" thing, we know. But is he someone that's your type?
I would say no.
Okay.
It's not someone that's my type.
And what is the type of size 6'5"?
I feel like just the dressing is nice.
Cool.
Just the physical attraction. I
Gotcha.
feel like there's not really any physical attraction there for me.
More muscles, right?
Not just muscles, but I feel like when you know, like, you kind of know.
You know when you know.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
basically.
Okay, knock that.
So
Okay.
the
I
physical
respect
attraction
it.
is just not there for me.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Be happy, housewife. That Brian is for the streets. You know what? If you watch this whole episode, Brian was indeed for the streets. Should that be a red flag that he was basically always the last man standing with the balloon? Brian was basically happy to just take anything he could get. I don't know, man, but very interesting. Okay.
Pop. Just
you
do
can
it. Just
pop
do
it.
it. All right. Thank you. All right. So that's all the balloons popped, but we do thank you so much for coming on. Let's go ahead and give it up for her, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, y'all are killing me. What is the motherland movement? When you find out, please let me know. Let me know, because I don't know what that is. Those was the only 2 clips that I wanted to play from Pop the Balloon, but we definitely gonna have a future episode where we talk about Pop the Balloon. But y'all know me, I'm always gonna bring it back to the apologetics and mixing a little gospel and Christianity here somewhere. I wanted to bring this episode up because I just thought some of the main themes here were like cultural Christianity we see in the comments, people who identify as Christian, but if you were to ask them like basic Christian theological questions, most of them couldn't answer. And you know what? That's okay, because I've been there. And of course, I'm sure if you ask me certain questions there, I still might not be able to answer. But we talking about the basics, the fundamentals. If anyone is a true Christian, a true believer in Christ, like at some point, we should know enough to be able to articulate what it is that we believe, or else you kind of put yourself in a vulnerable position to deconstruction, which is, or like falling away from the faith, becoming an apostate because, you don't really know what you believe, why you should believe it, haven't really thought about it well. So this is what we doing on this channel. We trying to make Christianity famous again. Like, maybe not famous, but I really, really want to help people understand what it is when we say the word Christian. Like, what does that mean? Okay, let me go here. All right, sorry guys. Y'all know I'm still figuring out Ecamm. Where's that other screen? Okay, we're gonna go here. Okay. All right. So, sorry. I need to be looking here. Y'all know I always be having a book on deck. Evidence that demands a verdict. Why does it still have that comment up? Let me erase that. But thanks, OC. Evidence that demands a verdict. I've read this quote before, but I think it's a good one. Okay. All right. So it kind of gives a brief definition of what Christianity is. I thought this was a good way to articulate it. It says, true Christianity, the Christianity of the New Testament documents, is absolutely dependent on history, including its manuscript attestation. At the heart of the New Testament faith is the assertion that God was in Christ reconciling the world to himself. The incarnation, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ as a real event in time and space, as historical realities, are the indispensable foundations of the Christian faith. To my mind, then, Christianity is best defined. Here's the good part. Christianity is best defined as the recitation of, the celebration of, and the participation in God's acts in history, which, as the New Testament writing emphasized, have found their culmination in Jesus Christ. It's all about Jesus Christ. Death, burial, resurrection. Every Christian should know that. I asked somebody the other day, how's your faith impact your life? And they said, I'm a Christian. I said, okay, but how does your faith impact your life? And they said, I pray before I make any decisions. It's like, okay, so because you pray, you think you're a Christian? Oh, so sad. So sad. That person was as serious as a heart attack. So what we have on this show, you got people talking about, I'm a Christian. I go to Word of Faith Church. I'm in the Zodiacs. I do all this and I do all that. I don't want you to judge me and all this. So one of the things that I picked up on was like, to me, that's kind of pluralism or syncretism. So I'm sure if you ask a lot of the men on this show, and probably some of the women too, maybe even some of the women that identify as Christian, is Jesus the only way to salvation? A lot of them probably will say no. all roads lead to the same place. And that's just not true. Okay. So I'm going to read a little article that I found on Cross Examine's website. Let's see. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. And then we're going to go here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Y'all can see that. All right. So let's talk about this idea of whether or not Christianity is the true religion or is it just one of many religions. Y'all, this article was so good. So go to Cross Examine because they got a whole bunch of free resources and all kind of stuff that you can get off there. But here's what I wanted to read to y'all tonight. This is an article by Ryan Leisure. It says, is it hateful to say Jesus is the only way? Okay, is it hateful or arrogant to claim that Jesus is the only way of salvation? Charles Templeton thought so. He argued, Christians are a small minority in the world. Approximately 4 out of every 5 people on the face of the earth believe in gods other than the Christian God. The more than 5 billion people who live on earth revere or worship more than 300 gods. If one includes the animist or tribal religions, the number rises to more than 3,000. Are we to believe that Christians are right? Okay, so I think that was from an agnostic or an atheist. At best, the person is not a Christian, but here's what Ryan has to say. Okay. Can y'all see that? I want to make sure all the words on the screen. Okay, you can't see it because it got a little out of focus. Sorry, okay, move that over. Okay, I think you can kind of see that. Okay. What are we to make of Templeton's claims? Is it presumptuous to say that Jesus is the one true way of salvation? Or even worse, are Christians guilty of committing absurd religious chauvinism, as some put it? These common refrains are the fundamental tenets of religious pluralism, the belief that all religions are essentially the same and lead to God. So that's what pluralism is, the belief that all religions are the same and that all roads lead to God, okay? In a culture that abhors dogmatic truth claims, should Christians heed the warnings of the religious pluralists and stop teaching that Jesus is the only way of salvation? I don't think so for a couple of reasons. First, religious pluralism is a self-defeating proposition. It crumbles in the face of logical scrutiny. And second, pluralism ignores scientific and historical finding. Let's explore both in turn. Okay, so we can just kind of pause right there because so many people think that Christianity is just a matter of faith and it's not based on evidence. But scientifically speaking, the evidence is definitely on the side of theism. Historically speaking, the evidence is definitely on the side of Christianity. I mean, Christianity crushes every single worldview, whether you're talking about atheism or some other religion, whether we're talking about other Abrahamic faiths or pagan religions. Christianity smashes everybody because the historical evidence is just crazy. Okay. All right. So religious pluralism is self-defeating. To support their claim, religious pluralists share the parable of the blind man and the elephant. The parable goes something like this. And if y'all probably heard this before, I think the first time I read this was in Frank Turek's book, I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist. Okay. So this is what you might hear from some of your atheist friends. There were 5 blind men who all encountered an elephant in a field. The first man grabbed the tail and said, "Oh, it's a rope." The second blind man touched a leg and asserted, "No, it's a tree." The third blind man grabbed the trunk and declared, "No, it's a snake." The fourth blind man grabbed a tusk and cried, "No, it's a spear." The fifth blind man touched its side and exclaimed, "No, it's a wall." The pluralist argues that the blind men are like the different world religions. Each belief system naively thinks their view of reality is the correct one, but in the end, they're all misguided. Rather, all the religions are fundamentally the same and will ultimately lead to the same place. No single right way exists, according to the pluralists. Let me know in the comments. Y'all got friends like this? People in your life, coworkers, maybe even people at your church who say, "Oh yeah, all religions, they all lead to the same place," okay? Sorry, guys. Got a little frog in my throat. It's not a frog spirit, I promise. Shout out to all the Tiffany Montgomery fans watching me right now. Okay, the religions contradict each other. While pluralists like to mention that all religions teach essentially the same thing, nothing could be further from the truth. Let's take, for example, the nature of God in each major religion. Hinduism acknowledges multitudes of gods that are one with creation. Buddhism, while extremely spiritual, does not worship a god. New Age spirituality teaches that each person should see themselves as God. Islam believes in one God named Allah, who is transcendent above creation. Judaism believes in a transcendent God named Jehovah. Christianity teaches that God is triune in nature and is both transcendent and immanent in his creation. So are all these religions saying the same thing? Like anybody who just read that article with common sense, a little critical thinking, no, they're not all the same. They all define God differently. It sounds like Buddhism. Yeah, Buddhism, they don't even worship God in Buddhism, okay? All right, so it says, look at one more example. Oh, can y'all even see that? Am I reading too far? Okay, let's look at one more example. How each religion views Jesus. Hinduism, Buddhism, and New Age all say that he was a wise moral teacher. Islam teaches that he was a prophet, though not divine, and that he didn't die on a cross. Judaism teaches that he was a false prophet who led many astray and was crucified for blasphemy. Christianity teaches that Jesus was divine, he died on a cross, and he rose again from the dead. So they don't even define Jesus the same way. So they can't all be saying the same thing, okay? Okay, let me see. What we got going on in the comments? I just want to make sure y'all still tracking with me. What did Victoria say? Oh, you can't see it because that. But she says, not just that, but I have heard people say it will all eventually work out, almost like there is no need to share the truth of God's word. That is so sad, but so true. Okay. All right. Pluralism defies logic. Okay. There we go. Ironically, no, I was about to go too far. Okay, to say all religions teach the same thing commits all kinds of logical fallacies. Y'all know what logical fallacies are, right? Like you can identify a bad argument, like an anecdotal argument. Like if somebody says, if you tell somebody, hey, if you smoke cigarettes, you're probably going to get cancer. And they say, no, my grandfather smoked 100 cigarettes a day and he lived to be 150 years old. Like that's anecdotal. Like just because that one example maybe doesn't match the statistics, that doesn't mean that it is the rule. It's the exception to the rule. So that's just one example of a logical fallacy. Okay, for example, Christianity teaches that God is a Trinity. Amen. Father God, Holy Ghost, and God the Son. Okay. God, however, cannot be both a Trinity, which is how Christianity defines him, and not a Trinity, which is how Hinduism, Buddhism, New Age, Islam, and Judaism at the same time and in the same way. Sorry, I read all that together, but y'all know what I was trying to say. Okay. This would violate the law of non-contradiction, which teaches that a thing can't be both A and non-A at the same time and in the same respect. To suggest, therefore, that all religions can be true about the nature of God violates one of the most fundamental laws of logic. Or consider the nature of Jesus. It can't be true that Jesus is God and not God, like Hinduism, Buddhism, New Age, Islam, and Judaism say, at the same time and in the same way. Again, this will violate the law of non-contradiction. Okay. All right. Victoria says, I like Victoria rocking with me tonight. I know it's hard for y'all to see on this screen, but she says, I'm still learning about logical fallacies. I bought some children's books for our daughter on logical fallacies. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. Okay. I never took logic in school. So I don't know if y'all saw the short that I released earlier today, and I have another one that's going to come out tomorrow and another one that's going to come out on Wednesday. And I'm just talking about some of the different logical fallacies because we need to know this kind of stuff. Y'all know if people understood how to think critically and learn how to spot truth from error, bad arguments, bad thinking, how many people would be saved from falling into false worldviews? Because we say this stuff because we hear it so often. All religions lead to the same place. They all lead to the same place. If you don't think about it, then you really will start to believe that. But if you dissect these things, you'll be like, that's impossible. They can't all lead to the same place if they're saying different things. Okay. Pluralism makes exclusive claims too. Oh, so, a lot of people, they get on Christians. They say, y'all just think that you know it all. You can't be the only way of truth. Like, that can't be true. But let's see what he has to say about this. Okay, ironically, pluralists make exclusive claims themselves. In effect, they're saying that pluralism is true, while all contrary religious claims are false. That is to say, pluralists are guilty of doing the very same thing that they chastise the other religions for doing. Now that the shoe's on the other foot, should we say the pluralists are hateful for saying their view of reality is the right one, while all of us naive religious folk are wrong? See, what you gotta say about that? Pluralism ignores scientific and historical facts. This is where it started to get good, y'all. Okay. Now, it's one thing to say that all the different religions can't be right. It's another to claim that one of them is the truth. Strong evidence, though, points in the direction of Christianity. Scientific evidence. Consider the origin of the universe. All the scientific data suggests that space, time, and matter all came into existence simultaneously a finite time ago, meaning the cause of the universe must be spaceless, timeless, and immaterial. This fits nicely with the Christian belief that God created the world out of nothing, but it contradicts pantheistic religions such as Hinduism, which teach that God is one with the universe, bound by space, time, and material. Additionally, the scientific data that the universe came into existence a finite time ago contradicts Buddhism's belief in an eternal, cyclical universe. So, like some people be saying the universe is God, and the universe told me this, and the universe told me that. It's like, the universe can't be God because the universe has a beginning. And so, therefore, anything with a beginning must have a cause. And so, how we as Christians define God, like God doesn't have a beginning. And if something has a beginning, then it can't be the creator of all things, which means it can't be God, right? Right? Okay. The scientific evidence leaves the theistic religions, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and deism as possibilities. Yet when we turn our attention to Jesus or Jesus of Nazareth, Christianity quickly rises to the top. Okay, so basically right here, he's saying, listen, if you look at the scientific evidence, you can't conclude that Buddhism is true because there is no God in Buddhism. So with that taken off the table, you still have Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and deism because they believe in the existence of God. All right, so the historical evidence. Anything going on in the live chat? Okay. All right, the historical evidence. And I know it's getting late. We're talking about apologetics and reading these articles at almost 11 o'clock at night, but thank y'all for hanging out with me. For example, ancient historians are unanimous that Jesus of Nazareth died by crucifixion in the 1st century. Islam, however, denies that Jesus, a prophet from God, was crucified. Since dozens of independent historical sources confirm Jesus' death by crucifixion, we can be confident that Islam doesn't pass the historical test as the one true religion. So, this is something that if you are Black Christian these days, you probably encounter this. Like Christianity is a white man's religion. So a lot of people became Muslims under that idea. They're like, I'd rather be a Muslim because that's more Black or whatever. But is Islam true? At the end of the day, historically, you can't prove that Islam is true because it got one of the historical facts about Jesus wrong. It tries to deny that Jesus died by crucifixion. I think I played a video from maybe it was Farrakhan at DMX's funeral. He said that Jesus died on a stake. He didn't want to say Jesus was crucified. But anyway, that's another whole conversation. Okay. So Islam doesn't pass the historical test as the one true religion. In fact, Jesus's crucifixion is so certain that prominent skeptic scholar, so this is a non-Christian right here, skeptic scholar John Dominic Crossan admits Jesus' death by crucifixion under Pontius Pilate is as sure as anything historical can ever be. Okay. All right. With only 3 viable options remaining, we turn our focus to the resurrection. Did Jesus rise again from the dead? If he did, Christianity is true. I mean, that's basically the litmus test. Did Jesus rise from the dead? If he did, then nobody else matters. None of these other religions are true, but Christianity is definitely true. So while Judaism and deism are not, so because the Jews reject Jesus as the Messiah, it can't be true if Jesus rose from the dead. And deism has a version of God that's kind of like God created people, but he kind of really don't care what people do. He just like kind of like a big, what they call it, the watchmaker. He made time, he made all the stuff. Y'all do your thing, and I'm just be over here doing my thing. So yeah. All right, and we have lots of reasons to believe Jesus did in fact rise again. Let me give you 2 examples. So 2 examples why Ryan is going to try to convince us that Jesus rose from the dead. Okay. First, Christians claim that women were the first eyewitnesses to this incredible event. In a culture where nobody took a woman's word seriously, it's hard to imagine that Christians would have made up this detail, since the early Christians would have had no motivation to make up this embarrassing fact. We have good reason to believe that this detail accurately portrays what really happened. Imagine using the people that nobody would have taken seriously to say, they said he rose from the dead. They was the first ones. We didn't want to believe him either. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, out of all people, they're not lying, because this is not something, this would not have been a flex back then. Yeah, my wife said he rose from it. Like, nah. They said that probably because that is exactly who was the first to see the empty tomb. Okay. Additionally, Jesus' closest followers were all willing to die for their belief that he rose again. Don't you think at some point at least one of them would have caved under the threat of crucifixion or beheading and said the entire thing was a hoax? Yet not one of them did. This is telling, especially since those same disciples acted like cowards during Jesus' arrest and crucifixion. If Jesus rose again from the dead, that means what he claimed about himself has been vindicated, namely that he is God and that he is the one true way of salvation. So if people say that Jesus' folks made this stuff up, I mean, what is the motivation? Isn't that one of the things they ask you for in the court of law? Like, if you're trying to prove somebody unalive somebody else, like, do they have a motive? The motive here is what? They'll throw you off a building or decapitate you or crucify you, which is how a lot of the eyewitnesses died, like these horrific deaths. You know what I'm saying? I mean, John on the island of Patmos. What they say? I think I don't think it's in the Bible, but I do want to say, like, they say in history, it's believed that he was burned in a pot of oil. Like, that's a pretty high cost for a lie that you know is a lie. It's one thing to die for something that you don't know whether or not it's true, right? And that's basically what you have with, you know, some of these other religions who will unalive themselves for their belief, but they weren't eyewitnesses. You know, in Christianity, you have the eyewitnesses saying, okay, I really don't want to do this, but I mean, the grave was empty. We saw him, you know, Thomas put his hands on Jesus, on the holes in his hands, right? So these people saw this. They were eyewitnesses, and that's the only reason that we have a New Testament, is because they were basically willing to die for this testimony. Okay, sorry. Is it hateful to say Jesus is the only way? We land in the plane. I don't know anyone who would say that Jesus of Nazareth was hateful. Most actually affirm the exact opposite. He was incredibly moral and loving. Yet it's this same Jesus who makes the claim that he is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John 14:6. As we ponder the question at hand, consider the following statement by outspoken atheist and famed illusionist Penn Jillette. Okay, let's see what Penn Jillette got to say. After I see, okay, Kendra says, most of the Muslims I know became Muslim in prison. Yeah, I've heard about the jailbird conversion stories. Okay, Mr. Valentine says, Miss Tytus, I really admire your diligence, wit, and courage to do what you're doing. Keep it. Oh, thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. All right, okay. Let's see what Jen Pillette has to say. I've always said that I don't respect people who don't proselytize. I don't respect that at all. If you believe that there's a heaven and a hell and people could be going to hell or not getting eternal life, and you think that it's not really worth telling them this because it would make it socially awkward, and atheists who think people shouldn't proselytize and who say just leave me alone and keep your religion to yourself, how much do you have to hate somebody to not proselytize or share your faith? How much do you have to hate somebody to believe everlasting life is possible and not tell them that? I mean, if I believed beyond the shadow of a doubt that a truck was coming at you and you didn't believe that truck was bearing down on you, there's a certain point where I tackle you. And this is more important than that. So is it hateful to tell people Jesus is the only way? I submit to you that it's the loving thing to do. I just thought that was such a good article because he went through a lot of apologetics arguments in just one article. And I know it took me a little while to read that, but hopefully that helps somebody. Let me go back to just where am I at? Okay, all right. I'm come back to the comments because I kind of zoned out a little bit. Let's see. Let's go back up. Hebrew World, what's up, bro? I'm so glad you were able to catch the live. The happy wife says, no, they don't view God as the same. As I listen to you, I'm charting all the religions for religion and philosophy. I'm tired. Well, I hope this is helpful, sis. Okay. All right. So I think we're all caught up on that. Nate says, did you just say Jen Pillette? Penn Jillette, not Jen Pillette. Maybe I did say it backwards. If so, then my bad. Okay. All right. And then there was one other thing I wanted to read. And I ain't going to read the whole thing this time because I know y'all probably like, Miss Tytus, we just wanted to watch Pop the Balloon. We ain't got time to be reading all these articles with you at 11 o'clock at night. But we're going to read a little section of one more. Because one of the things the other guy said was like, I don't like that Christian women be judging me. Because just because I ain't no Christian don't mean I'm a bad person. And so there was another article on the same website. Again, go to crossexamine.org and look up these different articles and resources and stuff. So if you got a question, like y'all know I'll be going to Got Questions, but I think Cross Examine just has a lot more as far as like the apologetic stuff, but also just real life, everyday problems and stuff too. Okay. So there was this other article about judgment that I thought was kind of a bar. Man, it's kind of hard figuring out how to maneuver through these little different scenes on here. There we go. Okay. Here we are. So one more. I'm just going to read like the first paragraph and a half. Okay. So this one is called Why People Hate Being Judged. I don't like being judged either, but it is what it is. Okay. This is by Al Cerrato. Al says, "Don't judge me seems to be an increasingly uttered and accepted refrain in our society, reflecting what appears to be a universal and deep-seated human tendency. Even Christians who should know better seem to be jumping on board, believing somehow that Christian compassion requires us to be more understanding and more accepting of bad behavior." And this is true because I was listening to a pastor from my hometown. This is one of the biggest Black churches in my hometown. And he was talking about, pastors who get caught in, less than good behavior and how Christians shouldn't judge them because we've all fallen short. And, that's true. But it's like, does that mean that you shouldn't hold people accountable because everybody makes mistakes? I mean, some mistakes have bigger, consequences than others, right? Sometimes there's victims. There's all kind of things that can happen when a pastor does something that's not, becoming, right? I think you can forgive somebody and still say, "Hey, bro, like I love you. You're my friend, but you can't be my pastor anymore." Something like that, right? Okay. Anyway, so we keep reading. But when you think about it, the phrase is not quite apt. Most people don't really mean that they don't want to be judged. In fact, they do. What they mean is that they want others to approve of their conduct or behavior. What they don't want is to be judged and found wanting. Whether it's sports or academics or work, again and again, we see that people want to compete, want to be praised for their performance, and want to come out on top. Is losing. Being told that they didn't measure up or that they did something wrong or bad that they seek to avoid. And I was like, sounds about right. It sounds about right to me. It's so sad. Like, nobody likes to feel bad, but sometimes isn't it good to know when you've done something wrong? I think that's evidence that God loves you, right? If you get caught stealing out a cookie jar when you're 4 years old and your mom spanks you, isn't that better than her being like, "No, it's not a big deal"? And then later in life, you progress to bigger, worse problems, worse crimes that end you either in jail or like, something worse in jail or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should want people to judge you appropriately. Maybe not be judgmental, not hypercritical, but if you're just talking about accountability, you should want somebody to be accountable. And imagine being married to somebody like that too, right? I can see this type of person being like, say he had an affair or something, the wife caught him. "Well, why are you judging me? Like, I'm a man." These are bad ideas. Like, how can you trust somebody that doesn't want to be held accountable? I don't think that's a good idea. Okay. All right. So that's basically all I wanted to share tonight. But I took a little hiatus for the summer, but I'm about to be back on it with the live stream. So thank you guys for watching tonight. Please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If y'all want to see me do more pop the balloon reactions, just let me know. And with that, I think we're going to call it a night.